Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I am coming here to this platform to share wonderful news, to announce an interesting and wonderful news to all of you. This is especially for the students, and these very videos are dedicated to my dearest students, and I want them to excel in their studies, which is why I am coming to this platform to impart them a little knowledge that I have. So let's begin with the first chapter of class 12 textbook, and BSc textbook. Okay, the first chapter is letter to my daughter. So here, breaking down to this letter to my daughter, another title of this letter to my daughter is a letter from a father to the daughter. A letter from a father to the daughter. Now, if we are to understand the main concept of this story, the main concept of this story is searching for something that is none other than man's quest, or quest of a man, or you can either say, or you can either write man's quest. Here in this very lesson, this very famous lesson is written by our famous author, that is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. A series of 30 letters has been wrote by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru from the jail, like all the 30 letters for his daughter. So why do he have to write the 30 letters to his daughter? We'll find out everything from this very letter, from this very lesson, that is letter to my daughter. To talk about this, he said in the beginning of the chapter, 3 years ago, he started voyaging, like his series of 30 letters from the jail itself, and he himself said that these are especially for his daughter. But when we look into this context, this letter has been written for all of us, not only for his biological daughter, but for every one of us. To talk about this, as I said earlier, the man's quest is something that we're going to talk in this lesson. He said that he was asked, he was asked to pack his stuffs, not to be discharged, but to be taken to another station. We'll come to know which station he is talking about. He is asked to pack all his stuffs. So he did that. And when he was taken to the next station, he felt so delighted. If you continuously are reading, if you're catching up with the stories, I am just summarizing this video in order not to give a lengthy message or videos or lessons to all of you. I'm just making a short video. So when he was on his voyage to the next station, he said that he was so happy. He was so delighted to see the semi-darkness, because he was in a secluded area. Which place is said as secluded area? That is Berlikol. Okay, the next station that I am referring here is Dehradun station. So as he was driving off from Berlikol to the next station, that is Dehradun station, he was filled with delightful. He was so happy to see all the greenery stuffs, and then greenery trees, forest. And he said in the next paragraph, he was so happy as he reached Dehradun station. So when he reached Dehradun station, he started detailing everything about everything, literally everything, from the weather condition to everything. The first thing that he said was the temperature degree does not rise to 112 degree. Remember 112 degree. Most of the students make mistake with these numbers. Okay, so make sure that you remember this 112 degrees. And he continues saying about the weather condition, about the greenery, forest that he loves seeing. He also mentioned that the walls over there in Dehradun prison is much lower than the Berlikol. Why? Because in Berlikol the walls are much more higher than in Dehradun. In Dehradun, from the wall he can see lots of mountains, the greens, the forest. He also continues saying that from there he can even see the city, the famous city of Ceylon and Malabar. And he continued saying that he can see Musri from the far distance. Although it is far, he can only see the tiniest lights. Okay, so when he said about Musri, when he talked about Musri in the letter, he was so happy again. The reason what makes him happy is that his little child, his little daughter was in Musri those days. And he continued saying that he actually feels something. The more he writes, the less he like. He feels that the reason why he said that was because he feels that by the time the child grows up, he feels that his child will feel less interest to even flip the pages that he wrote, that feel less interest to even go through, and she will feel burdened to go through all these letters that he has been writing. But as he said, he promised to continue writing. He promised to write everything for his daughter. He is doing the same thing, and that letter is what we are studying today. All he wanted to let his daughter know is about the little thing to the biggest thing. So from the old age stone that we study from Esses, we study from history, everything he wants his daughter to know, from the old civilization to how the towns are settling down to how the cities are settling down. So here is what he said. I placed a skeleton in front of you, and how I wish I will be able to fill the gap. To fill the gap, which means to put a flesh, to put a bones on it, but that is the thing that he can't do because he has less time. He has less time. Okay, so which is why he wants his daughter. Now today, let me tell you, he not only wants his daughter to use the power of imagination to fill the gap, but he also wants every one of us, the learner, to fill the gap as we read the letter, as we read our lesson. Okay, now after he said that the more I write, the less I like, he questioned himself, shall I write or shall I not? In the next paragraph, he continued saying again, asking to himself, shall I continue writing? But he remembered one promise, that he will continue writing. He will fulfill his promise to his daughter. That is the very thought that brings him joy. So when we talk about this, he, after realizing he have to write, he have to continue writing, he said, there's one thing that every creation has gifted, but the one unique thing that we have is none other than our mind. We human, we have this very thing, the mind. And if we have a mind, of course, we are curious about little thing to the biggest thing, yes or no? So here, we are gifted with our mind, we become curious, and that is the thing why we search for more and for more things, or we search for more detailing, let's say like that. That is the reason why we bring the concept, the man's quest, or the quest of a man. Remember, this is the thing that I said in the beginning of my video. Now he said, he demonstrated with an example of using an infant's story or infant's life. No, slice of life here. The example here is perfected in such a way that we can see ourselves in that very position. In what way? Just imagine or just visualize yourself, like just visualize. Just reason yourself. That is what I want you to do today. So, a child is born into this world. A child is an infant where in the beginning, he or she will know nothing about the world. He or she will know only one thing, that is about his mom or his dad. Yes, but eventually as he grows up, he will see so many chairs over there, like he will see so many stuffs in his home, in his room, and he will start questioning small things. Yes or no? Eventually when he start going to school, he will have this idea. Why am I having this many friends? Why am I attracting so many friends? Why is my teacher teaching me this lesson? This is the thing that he will question himself. Now, this is the very thing that the author or our teacher tells us. Our mind is a unique thing that we have, and it is. Through this curiosity, we are even paving a way. So here, let's talk about the two themes that he mentioned, religion and science. From the example that we saw, a child questioning or reasoning so many stuffs, here we want to see something. You as an individual, me as an individual, we have lots of questions in our mind. And we try to rely on so many sources, some in a good book, some in other resources, some in website, some to people, and the list goes on. Now, here, I want to stress one thing. The stress is the same thing that our author used, and our author wants us to know. Religion and science. He said, if we rely our answer to the religion gives us a dogmatic answers. Why is it dogmatic? Because religion is such thing that there's only specific thing, like specific, let's say a specific Bible verse is given to you. Suppose, okay, let's start it from the beginning. You wanted to know something about certain thing, of what is wrong, of what is going on in your life, and you want to know every little details of why is it going on. And you ask to somebody who is very religious. That very religious person will give you an answer which will put a full stop. That full stop is none other than Word of God. I'm not denying the fact that Word of God helps us a lot, but this is the very teaching that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru stresses. So which is why I am studying to that. Okay, so let's go back to the lesson. You ask to somebody who is very religious, the very religious person will come and put a full stop in your life, and that's how your answers is just closed. But the next theme is science. When we go to somebody who loves experimenting, we go to that very person and we ask a question, or we reason something that we truly wanted to know from every little detail. That person will say if he don't know, he will not, he will not have any answer. So he will go home, he will start experimenting, and through experimenting the learning process will never stop. And this is why the very reason of experimenting, the very reason of experiencing, this is the very reason why our author Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru says that he preferred science over religion. Science, as we said here, has two domains: to look outside of him, to look inside of him. The first thing is to look outside of him. The second thing is to look inside of him. In what way? To look outside of him, which literally means we study and understand how the world is going on, right? That is what we say outside of him. Inside of him, we try to understand what are the changes that has been taking place in our life, in my life, in your life. And this is said by an old philosopher of India in Greece, know thyself. This very famous phrase, know thyself, which literally means know yourself. I want to take you back to our concept, the man's quest. Now, question to people: if you reason to people, you can't get a satisfactory answer. That is the reason why you will come back to your comfort zone and start reasoning to yourself. That is the main thing I want to talk about. Know yourself. Influencing others has two types: in a good way, in a bad way. Likewise, science, to understand science, it has two ways: in a good way and in a bad way. In the last part of our lesson, we'll come to know that Nehru, though he likes, or though he prefers science over religion, he says that through experimenting, through experiencing so many things, we are paving our own way, as well as we're destroying our own ways. In what way? Through our mistakes, we learn. That is one thing that we must know, and that is one thing that we implement, which is a good thing. But in the last line, he said, instead of us using our power, because science is already spreading its wings. Science already started spreading its wings in such a way that it does not know. Is it in a good way or is it in a bad way? Here I want to say that we must all be aware of everything. Not everything, but out of 100%, we can also be aware of at least 80%, right? This is the one thing that I want to talk about. Okay, so Nehru said that science with its wings is improving, also deproving, destroying, misusing the power, misusing its power. Instead of helping people through its power, science is destroying, killing their own brothers and sisters. Doesn't physically means killing brothers and sisters with our own hands, but science that can invent so many things. Instead of inventing such a good thing, science is also inventing a terrible weapon that has been mentioned in our textbook. So you see, in this lesson, we got to know that there are two things: religion and science. He preferred science over religion, but in the end, he says to every one of us, to his daughter, and also to us, to be aware of our condition, to know ourselves, and also to accordingly live in that way. Remember, we have to be aware of the situation. Through this lesson, we know that we have to search for something. We know that we have to learn something. We know that we have to learn something from our mistake. We have to influence people in a good way, not to destroy our friends, not to upset our friends. Remember, the gap that we have to fill is in our hand, is in your hand. Make sure that you study with a skill that you will understand, and also you will keep in mind that through this lesson, you will learn something new. It's not that we'll just read, we'll just study just for the sake of our exam and done, finished, let's throw our books. It's not like that. Once you read, that will be in your head for the rest of your life, your lifetime. Tomorrow your sisters and your brothers will be there. Tomorrow your child will be there. Remember, what you are doing right now, the actions that you are implementing right now is going to affect your brother and sisters, your children tomorrow. So make sure that you be aware of that, and make sure that through this lesson that we learn, we have to be aware, we have to influence people in a good way, we have to make use of our little thing called mind. We are curious, but at the same time, we have to be wise. This is what I want to convey, a message, a beautiful message to every one of us through this lesson and letter to my daughter. Hope you like this video, and also I will want to welcome all the feedbacks that you want to give it to me. This is all the thing. You will be reading, you will be sitting for your physical class. Make sure that you attend it well. Make sure that you get ready with your textbook, your pencil, your pen, everything. But when you come to my video, you will come in such a way that you will learn new skill let's say, skill, or you will learn new lesson out of the lesson that we learn. This is just a summary, and I said I am going to review it on it. This is more like a review, very short summary, but still then I hope you like it. And if you want more videos on the next chapter, make sure that you comment to me, or you can even DM me in my Instagram. And I want all of you to do well in your studies, to excel in your studies, not just for the sake of studying, but also study to know something, learn something to take a skill for your lifetime, so that you will have a word when you see people, when you see your brothers and sisters, you will see them and you would want to convey similar message to everyone. Literature is very interesting. I must say literature is very interesting. English is something that teaches us with so many interesting stories and lessons. Make sure that you learn something, and also you have to implement, you have to apply it in your life. Apply in a sense, you learn something, you can also teach the little knowledge that you have to your neighbors, to your friends, to your brothers and sisters. You can do the same way. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please to reach out to your friends so that they will come to my video and take a review of this. Okay, thank you so much.